Hey everyone, this is Sasha bringing you a video tutorial today from BP for You. And today we're going to be talking about the library modules menus. And so most of these menu options you can access down here, but if you forget where they are or what the shortcut is to them, then you can access them up here as well. Or if you prefer menus, of course that's an option too. Here you can make a new catalog, open a catalog, or open up a recent catalog, and you can see that with two versions of Lightroom that I have two different catalogs. I usually, for both of them I only have one catalog. I have a Lightroom 3 and a Lightroom 4 catalog. Here you can optimize your catalog. If it's lagging a little bit or not up to speed, then you can go ahead and you can run this optimize on it, and that will work on that for you. Here you have your import from another catalog, and your tethered capture. Here you can upgrade your Photoshop Elements catalog, import from an application, or you can set up your auto import here. Here we have all of our export settings. We can email our photos. If you have any plugins, then you can manage those here. Here you can manage your collections. Here you can manage your filters and your print, page setup, and exit. Here under edit we have these this select all, select none. We can invert our selection. We can select everything except for, or we can select only the active photo. Here we can deselect the active photo. We can select just our flagged photos or deselect the unflagged photos. Here we can select by a flag, whether we want to select flagged, unflagged, or rejected. We can add, subtract, and intersect with that selection as well. And again, we can do the same thing with the ratings and the color labels. Here we have our preferences, our catalog settings, identity plate, and our watermarks. There is another video tutorial on the watermarks. And here we have this identity plate, which we had talked about once before as well. But just to come in here, we can kind of design your own identity plate, and here you can enable that by clicking that button up here, and you can have that up there to look how you want that to. And again, you can go ahead and you can do that for all of these modules up here as well. And you can kind of change that and customize that to how you want that to look. And so that's kind of just like a little fun thing. You have your preferences, which again is where you can go into set up how you want your Lightroom to work, and different options, all kinds of different options in here to personalize your Lightroom for you. So here we have our library. Again, you can do a new collection, a smart collection, a new collection set, or a new folder. Here, if you're looking for something, you can find it. And up here it brings up the search bar, and so that we can type something in there, and that will allow us to search for it. And if you add an exclamation point in front of it, then you're going to exclude whatever you're typing. Here we are enabling filters. If we unclick that, then the filters will not be an option for us anymore. So if you lose your filters, you might want to check this. If you hit Control L or Command L on your keyboard, that will toggle between that mode for you. Here we are enabling our Lightroom to be able to show folders that are in photos that are in subfolders. Here we can refine our photos. And this is going to cause unmarked photos to be made rejected and will unmark the marked photos. And so anything that's not marked is going to be a rejected photo, and it's just going to pull these flags off of the ones that are already marked. And so that's just an option if you want to look at your photos that way as well. Another calling option. Here you can choose to rename your photos. You can convert them to a digital negative or a DNG. Here you can find your missing photos. So if you have photos that are missing, and you'll know because they have a question mark by them, then you can use that tool to tell Lightroom where you have them on your computer, unless you've deleted them off of your computer, and then it's not going to find them. Here you can find your previous process photos. Here you can choose to render standard size previews or one-to-one previews. Here you can select your previously selected photo or your next selected photo, and this is just some plugin stuff if you have plugins. Okay, going down through the photo, you can add something to a targeted collection, which we did in our calling video by hitting the keyboard shortcut B. Here we can open it in a loop, which again we have a button down over here underneath this menu. Show and Explorer, go to Folder and Library. We can lock into a second window. We can choose what other program that we want to edit this in. And you can see that I have CS5, and I also have Portraiture, which is a plugin that I used a free trial of one time, which is for skin smoothing. Here we have this stacking, which we can group into a stack, which we talked about previously as well. Here we can create virtual copies. We can rotate and flip our photos. Here we can again set flags, ratings, label colors. Here we've got this auto advance. We can set keywords. We have our develop settings. And then we can delete photos, remove photos from a catalog, and delete rejected photos. Okay, moving along here, this is all of our metadata information, and of course we talked about that when we talked down here about all of our metadata stuff. Here we can go through our view and we can choose how we want to see everything. And again, we've got some of these keyboard shortcuts here. Here we can choose what module that we are viewing, our screen mode. This lights out in the secondary display, and when we talked about the menus over in the develop module, we talked about a lot of these screen modes and these lights out already. And here again we can come over here to these panels, and we can grab these panels up. When we were in the develop module, we could jump between whether we wanted to be using levels or the basic panel, or whether we wanted to be down where it was sharpening. And so this just shows us what we have over here. And here we've got this help, and we've got some Lightroom help, we've got some module tips and module help. Here we've got all of our library mode shortcuts. And so anytime that you're confused or you're unsure about what a shortcut is, or you just want to sit down maybe and study those so that you can kind of put them into your memory for a faster workflow, then you can kind of view this and you can look over it and maybe write some of them down. Here you have your updates. Again, you have some plugin extra information if you have any of those. We have your registration, so if you haven't registered your product yet, you can do it there. You can visit Lightroom online, your system info. You can be part of Adobe's product improvement program if you choose. And here is your about information. So thank you for watching this video tutorial. Happy editing!